Yeah, and hello and welcome. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you, Alex, for inviting me. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now. Wonderful. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, okay. This is what I'm going to talk about. This is our agenda for the next couple of minutes. So I will shortly introduce myself. Then I will talk you through the supervision process, and I talk you through, of course, about through the benefits of the supervision group. And at the end, I'm going to present our Scrum meeting, not Scrum meeting, Scrum Master Supervision meetup. So that's it for today. And of course, I'm happy to answer all your questions, please, at the end of my talk. So let's get going. So quickly about me, I'm an Agile coach and Scrum Master. My name is Carolin Metzner. I'm based in Berlin. And yeah, I've been doing this job for a couple of years now. I think it's 8. And in 2021, I decided to start a training, and I decided for master studies. So it has a beautiful German title. I translated it into English, and it sounds like this: Leadership and Counseling, Psychodynamic-Based Organizational Development. And I studied at a private university here in Berlin. It's called the International Psychoanalytic University. As you can already assume, it's all about psychoanalytics, psychodynamic. So, and yeah, after these 3 years, I will be hopefully a certified coach and also supervisor. Yeah, and I co-founded the Supervision Meetup, and I'm also the facilitator of it. And my co-founder is Anton Skornikov. He's also Agile coach and trainer. And please, let's stay connected. Please scan the QR code if you would like to get in contact with me and stay in contact with me on LinkedIn. I'm more than happy to extend my network. So that's about me. And the supervision group. As you can imagine, I came across the supervision format during my studies. So our class has every month in the semester also a supervision. And I understood actually instantly that this could be a very, very helpful tool also for our professions. So this means somebody brings in a case and we talk it through. And the format is originally, or is still created for professionals who work in the healthcare. So it means doctors, nurses, psychotherapists, and yeah, they work in a complex environment, and they have to deal with patients, and the relationship with their patients is actually the topic of supervision groups. So, and supervision groups is meant to be a help for helpers. So I was thinking, okay, our patients would be developers, management, anyone else who works with us in our company. And then I thought, maybe this is good. It's a great support for us supporters. Yeah, because also we work with human beings. Also we work in a complex world. And I think each and everyone agrees with me that also we, on a regular basis, we encounter a lot of challenging situations. And what I really love about the supervision is that it focuses on the emotional aspect of our work in a very structured way. Yeah, so with the help of the supervision, we are able to discover unconscious dynamics of relationships. It also helps us or promotes the access to our own emotions, and helps us also to to promote more and more purposeful thinking, in order to get an impetus for our creativity, and so able to come up and create new strategies to solve our issues or challenging situation at work. Yeah, and with this talk, on the one hand side, as you saw, I'm going to introduce you to the process itself, to make it a bit more tangible for you, what happens during our meetup. But also I would like to explain you better the benefit, and I would like to explain you why I'm so fascinated and so convinced that it's super helpful for us to participate in a supervision group. Yeah, it's the one hand on the one hand side, to keep it short, it fosters our personal and professional growth, but also it keeps us sane. But at the end, when I talk you through the benefits, I will tell you a little bit more about it. Just one side note, because yesterday when I presented it to a friend who is the English native speaker, he was a bit confused because he thought I'm talking about how you say it, about hierarchy, and someone who is the supervisor and gives advice to somebody who is maybe just a junior person. It might be a bit confusing for some of them. That's why I wanted to clear this term up, or clear this term, this the original of this term. So when the supervision group started, so it was already in the 19th century, it had that character of somebody superior or somebody more senior takes care of somebody who's more junior and tells them what to do and helps them to educate them. And in the due time, another aspect was introduced into the supervision, and this is a supportive function. So that's why the term stays the same, even if the function has changed during the last 100, 150 years. Yeah, so to make it a bit more clearer. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and supervision, there are different kinds of styles. What I learned is called the Balint supervision groups. It has, of course, a psychodynamic approach. And the people who have created it, both psychoanalysts, Michael and Enid Balint, they were based in the UK, and the first supervision groups were kicked off at the beginning of the 1950s. All right, so after giving you that short introduction, I would love to talk you through the process. So this is nothing new for us. How to create a room or space, a safe space, so that everybody feels comfortable enough to open up and to speak their mind. So, you know, the Las Vegas rule, sorry, no, I switched to German. Las Vegas rule, and also the prime directive. Nothing else the supervision group does at the beginning of each and every session. We establish a norm and boundary so people feel safe, people can open up. So this is how we start. So we all sit in a cycle, yeah, and a circle, and there's one person who brings up a case. So this is a case presenter. And this is the first step of 6. And in the first phase, the presenter, he's asked to speak their mind. He or she presents the case, describes the challenge. The rest of the group, they stay silent. Yeah, they stay silent, maybe take notes, but most important, the group is asked to check on themselves. How do I feel? What kind of thoughts comes up? How do I perceive the speaker, the case presenter? Yeah, because the psychodynamic approach, it's meant to look under the surface. Yeah, I think everybody is familiar with the iceberg. So what is interesting for us is to look under that surface. Yeah, have a look at the emotion, the associations on how we perceive things. This is what's interesting for us. So after finishing presenting the case, the group then has the chance to ask questions, but only questions of understanding. No interpretations, no advices, just, hey, what you meant with this and that, and could you please explain me, when did you meet this person, and please describe a little bit more, what was the professional relationship between X and Z? So these kind of questions. Yes, the goal is to make the case as clear as possible for each and everyone. After that second phase, the group describes their thoughts, describes their impression, describes how they perceived the case presenter. As I said, in the way of, oh, this is what I felt when they talked about this and that. These were my associations I had when they talked about this situation. Oh, I had that as well, and oh, it made me feel like this. But also, and this is actually the most challenging part for each and every participant, because you're asked to open up and to reveal even unpleasant things, unpleasant emotion. So I encountered situations in when I presented a case where I said, no, I don't want to hear that. No, this hurts. I don't want to hear that. And when we talked this through, afterwards, I realized, oh shit, actually, this is something which really I need really to have a closer look at it, because this might be a key to this and that, or to this relationship with whom I have, for example, a challenge. So, and so the groups discusses the case, and at the beginning, and this is where I come in as a lead or as a facilitator. So it's a challenge to open up and to speak my mind. So I usually start sharing what I thought and felt, for example, especially what I felt, and then after a while there's a nice flow, and while discussing its case, it's always seems like there's a picture emerging, or even a movie emerging. So, and it's great to see how we ping pong each other's idea and combine associations and feelings, and somehow it makes. This is a magic. I can't really explain what happens there, but this is a magic. So at one point, there's this picture of quite a comprehensive picture of the situation, of the challenge. And while the group discussing all this, the case giver stays silent, and take notes, and especially take notes about things they don't want to hear, or they think it's important. And so after that third phase, the case presenter is asked to come back to the discussion. So they stay in the room, of course, and also in the cycle, but still they remain silent. They come back, and now it's their part to say, to maybe get through the list and say, okay, this was interesting for me. This didn't fit. Oh, this was hurtful. And so they report on what they heard. So it's a feedback to the feedback. And also important to say there is no right or wrong. So only the subjective view is the only thing which is true, is valid. So, and often the case presented at the beginning, after they presented their case, there's also the possibility to ask a question to the group. And in the fifth phase, we can come back, or we come back to the question and say, okay, you ask a question to us, and then you listen to us, and we talked it through. And shall we try and find a solution out of this long list of associations and feelings and so on? And so the group comes together, and together they discuss with the case presenter how they can possibly enhance their situation. But it's not only for the case giver or for the case presenter a benefit to present their cases, but also for the rest of the group. And this is what I really love about it, because even if you just join the group and listen and share your thoughts, it has always been for me that I always learned so much from other cases. And in the final round, when you wrap up the session, each and everyone is asked to share what they have learned. So it's for each and every one of that group, it's a great opportunity to learn and to foster their personal and professional growth. So now you got a quick overview how in a supervision meetup evening looks like. It's more or less always around 60 minutes, also depending on the case. And I think that's it for the first overview. And now I would love to guide you through the benefits. So I need to zip up my water. And then hopefully you understand why I'm so super excited about that format. You maybe already assumed it. It's about self-awareness and self-reflection. So you come to that group, to that evening, you share your case, and while sharing it, while talking about it, while hearing that feedback, you can explore what your feelings, your emotion, what this case challenge actually, has an impact on you. And of course, you can explore with a little bit more of distance. You can step back, and then you can also explore the other person's reaction. And I might have said it at least once. It's about learning, and it's about peer support. And again, in that supportive environment, in that safe environment, sharing your story, getting multiple perspectives, feedback, you get reflections, And of course, you learn from observation, you learn from listening. Listening from other people's experience. This is the way I learned, and I've learned, this is also my favorite way of learning, to listen to other people's experience and to discuss it. So it's the supervision format, it's a great place, to learn, yeah. And this is actually my favorite part, because especially when I started with the job and I encountered situation which I didn't know how to handle. And of course, the first thing I do is, this is nothing special about me because this is how our brains are structured. First, I think, oh, my fault. Oh, my feelings are abnormal. It's on me. And I'm pretty sure many of you can relate to that. And sharing it in a safe space with people with my profession and probably with similar experience, if they relate to me, if they give me the empathy and resonate with me, it's a huge relief. Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, I'm not the only one. Oh, gosh, so many people encountered that similar situation, and I guess I'm normal and my feelings are normal. So it's a beautiful way just to get the burden from your shoulder, and not only, but sharing your stories, sharing your emotions. Yeah, also said a couple of times, perfect place to grow. Personally, I said it a couple of times, it's about you and it's about your emotions and your reactions. And so it's a great place to check how can I improve so that I enhance or not improve, how can I change maybe my attitudes, my mindset, so I can enhance my relationships. So maybe to help that situation, and to get a better understanding of yourself, of others, creating ideas, learning from others. Okay. And last but not least, as I said, it's a huge emotional relief. It helps you managing your stress. It helps you, managing your challenges, emotional challenges you came across at work, and hopefully, and not hopefully, but it also helps preventing burnout. So you can see you can already feel it's a great place to grow, not only as a person, but also as an agile coach. Yeah, so that's why I wanted urgently to create Meetup, and then I talked with Anton about it last year, and he said, oh, well, let's do it together. And finally, in October 2021, we had our first Meetup. And it's a monthly Meetup. It's an open group. So except of me and Anton, nearly each and every time there are new people coming and joining. And and next week there will be the next supervision group. So on the next slide, you have also the chance to scan a QR code and hopefully to join. And to summarize it, or to wrap it up, this is what I learned from participating, but also creating a supervision group is, first of all, it's easy to learn for everyone. So it's, I explained the process the way I did it today. And then I help to get, then I guide you, help and guide you through the process. And people are hesitant at the beginning because it's a challenge to say unpleasant things about probably people you've never met in life. And yeah, but it's easy to learn and it's easy to get into it. So it also comes, I think the safe space helps a lot to open up. And with all the cases presented, I think I can prove that it's not only for supervision, it's not only for people working in healthcare, but also for us. And it's simply a powerful and highly effective tool to get new inspiration and to get ideas how to solve issues. As I said, it's an hour, and there has never been a case where we couldn't get any new insights or support for the person. Yeah, and which is astonishing with each and every time, as I said, new people joining, and still we are able to create a safe space and to create that magic. Yeah, so this is all about supervision groups, the benefits of the supervision, and I just hope that I could bring across why I'm so convinced that it's something very useful for us. And yeah, next week is the next one. We meet on site. Some materials is in my workplace. It's Berlin Mitte, easy to approach. It's held in English. In the future, if there are other Germans amongst us, we hopefully enough German people, so we can also have a German version of it. And yeah, please join the meetup. And now it's your time to ask questions. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Carolin. Having experienced the Scrum Master supervision session, I am very much in line with every word said. So let's move on to the discussion.